What happens when a nation sits at the crossroads of continents and controls the gateway to a fifth of the world's soil? Iran's geography is not just a matter of borders, it's a fulcrum of global power. Tonight, we dissect a crucial nexus in global geopolitics: the indispensable role of Iran. In the strategic calculations of both the Russian Federation and the People's Republic of China, this analysis isn't built on conjecture, but on a foundation of verifiable facts concerning energy infrastructure, critical trade routes, and the evolving dynamics of international power. Let's begin by grounding ourselves in the colossal reality of Iran's energy wealth. Iran holds the world's second-largest proven natural gas reserves. The latest reliable estimates place these reserves at approximately 34 trillion cubic meters. To truly grasp the scale of this, consider that this single nation commands roughly 16% to 17.8% of the entire planet's known gas reserves. This places Iran in an unparalleled position of potential influence over global energy, security, and supply for decades to come. While international sanctions have, for years, constrained Iran's ability to fully monetize these vast resources for global export, the inherent potential remains undeniable. If these sanctions were to ease, or if a geopolitical shift facilitated new export routes, the impact on global energy markets would be transformative. It's not just theoretical. We are seeing tangible movements on this front. Russia, itself a major global gas exporter, has actively pursued a significant new gas pipeline project with Iran. This proposed pipeline, which could see volumes of up to 55 billion cubic meters per year, equivalent to the capacity of the Nord Stream, one pipeline that historically supplied Europe from Russia's plan to transit through Azerbaijan. Negotiations are reportedly in their final stages, with statements from both Russian and Iranian officials confirming significant progress and a commitment to implementation. This underscores that major powers, not just Western nations, recognize and seek to leverage Iran's vast energy output. Azerbaijan, in this context, plays a supporting but strategic role as a transit country for the proposed Iran-Russia pipeline. While it is a gas exporter in its own right, its primary importance here lies in facilitating the physical route of energy transit, enhancing its geopolitical relevance without being the core supplier. The proposed Iran-Russia pipeline would match that scale, though with different sources and destinations. It would not replace Nord Stream 1's role, but would represent a new east-to-west corridor outside Western influence, illustrating how global energy routes are evolving in a multipolar world. As for Nord Stream 1, its former capacity of 55 bcm/year serves here only as a benchmark. Beyond its energy wealth, Iran serves a critical role as a strategic buffer for Russia. Its unique geographical placement, nestled at the crossroads of Iraq, Syria, and extending into the Persian Gulf, directly influences Russia's security interests. This firewall is designed to counter perceived expansion of NATO and U.S. military influence towards Russia's southern borders. Moscow's strategic objective is resolute: to maintain uncontested influence in its immediate southern periphery, including the Caspian Sea basin and the Central Asian republics. A geopolitical shift in Tehran's alignment, resulting in a pro-Western government, would directly challenge this long-standing objective. It would potentially provide the United States with closer military access and greater influence in areas Russia considers its near abroad. Furthermore, the military synergy between Russia and Iran is a well-established fact, solidified through various agreements and observable actions. This cooperation encompasses shared military hardware, intelligence exchange, and joint military exercises. A particularly salient example, and one with direct implications for current global conflicts, is Iran's supply of unmanned aerial vehicles to Russia. These drones have been extensively utilized by Russia in the conflict in Ukraine, demonstrating a highly effective and cost-efficient military synergy. Such a critical partnership, offering tangible battlefield advantages to Russia, would be severely compromised, if not outright severed. Were Iran to shift its geopolitical allegiance away from Moscow? This military component is a key pillar of the bilateral relationship. Now, let's turn our attention to Beijing, where Iran's importance is profoundly intertwined with China's core economic interests and its ambitious global infrastructure project. The Belt and Road Initiative. China currently stands as the single largest purchaser of Iranian crude oil. Data from June 2025 indicates that China's Iranian oil imports surged with figures reaching over 1.8 million barrels per day in the first 20 days of June and a month to date, average of 1.46 million BPD as of June 27th. This represents a multi-year high, with strong demand from Chinese independent teapot refineries. Critically, a substantial portion of these transactions are conducted in Chinese yuan. This strategic choice directly underpins Beijing's long-term efforts to internationalize its currency and reduce its dependency on the US dollar, thereby fostering a parallel energy payment system that operates outside traditional Western financial mechanisms. Crucially, China's vast and export-driven economy is profoundly reliant on maritime trade routes, with none more crucial than the narrow and highly congested Strait of Malacca. It's a staggering fact that approximately 80% of China's imported crude oil traverses this single strait. Globally, nearly 40% of all maritime trade volume passes through the Strait of Malacca annually. This extreme reliance creates a significant strategic vulnerability for Beijing. It's often referred to as the Malacca dilemma. In a scenario of heightened geopolitical tension, any disruption or blockade of this strait, potentially by rival naval forces, would have catastrophic implications for China's energy security and its entire global supply chain. In direct response to this inherent vulnerability, China's multi-trillion-dollar Belt and Road Initiative explicitly positions Iran as a critical land bridge. This extensive network of railways, roads, and other infrastructure aims to establish direct overland connections between China and Europe, effectively providing an alternative supply chain that can bypass potentially vulnerable maritime choke points. Iran's geographical location as the geographic heart of the Silk Road economic belt makes it an indispensable node in this ambitious project. The ongoing development of freight railway lines, such as the one connecting Xi'an in China to Iran's Apron dry port near Tehran, significantly reduces transit times from 30 to 40 days by sea to approximately 15 days by land. The disruption of Iran's current geopolitical stability and its integration into this initiative would directly jeopardize China's immense investments and its long-term strategy for global connectivity, potentially exposing Beijing to what could be described as a global chokehold if its maritime lifelines were ever severely constrained. The facts presented today are clear and compelling. Iran's current geopolitical alignment is not incidental. It is a foundational element supporting the core strategic and economic interests of both the Russian Federation and the People's Republic of China. Any substantial shift in this alignment, particularly a forced regime change, would undeniably trigger profound and cascading consequences across global energy markets, international trade routes, and the very balance of regional and global power. The potential for such a drastic geopolitical alteration to escalate tensions is a reality that remains at the forefront of geopolitical analysis.